Artificial intelligence, the end of truth. This is the last generation that will remember a life without artificial intelligence. Think about it. At the same time, my generation is the last generation that grew up without the internet and at the same time witnessed the internet arriving and then developing. We lived a great life before the internet, but do we live a great life now? Well, it's up to you. Since we hardly have digested social media, the next life changing milestone of information technology has already arrived: artificial intelligence. The question arises: has humanity become so stupid it needs artificial intelligence? The human brain is the crown of evolution on this planet. Isn't that so? There is no single organ on this planet that is capable of more creativity and thinking than the human brain. At least no one we've heard of. But intelligence, knowledge are two pairs of shoes. Before the internet, when you were looking for a specific information, you had to go to an actual library and check various books that might contain or might not contain the information you were looking for. You had to actually read the book, or at least certain chapters. It could take days or sometimes even weeks to find one specific information. Now, you just Google the information, and there's a very high chance you will find it instantly. And even if not, it takes only a few minutes to browse the suggested pages and the result list. The internet has made it possible to receive any information at any place at any time. The World Wide Web can be seen as the swarm consciousness, the swarm intelligence of whole mankind, or whatever you want to call it. But it more or less contains the whole knowledge of mankind, and it is available to almost everyone. But it seems that this is not enough for the human species. We want more. That is our biggest problems as humans. We always want more. At the same time, this wanting more is an unlimited source of motivation. It's why we actually work, because we want more. Technology, fashion, cuisine, fine arts, electronic music, or even music itself. All these things would not exist if it didn't always want more. However, all the waste in the oceans, all the wars and the violence and many divorces would not have happened if we didn't want more and we would just be happy with what we have. We would still be sitting in caves, the bonfire, going to hunt when we are hungry, and going to sleep when we are tired. But because this is just not enough to survive, just to survive, we wanted more. That's why we developed high culture. But even having developed high culture, like the old Greeks or Romans did, we still wanted more. See what I mean? You know the story. If you want too much, the whole system collapses, and in the end, you have less than you have had before. History is telling us this again and again and again. If you like what you hear, please give the video a thumbs up to help with the algorithm. Liking is for free, and it really helps to grow the channel. Thank you. Your help is very much appreciated. Now, back to the internet and the omnipresent accessibility of information for everyone. Now we have access to the information, but we are still the ones who need to process it. And processing information is lots of work. And most people basically don't like to work. They want to enjoy and they want to have the results, but they don't want to do the work. The next step to make our work as humans being easier seems to be not only providing knowledge anywhere, anytime, but also provide the option to let this information be processed by an artificial intelligence. It looks like we do not want to work on the process. All we want to see is the result. Instead of working out the desired result, we let machines work out various results and we pick the one we like best. We have no idea where the result comes from, what the process was that created the result, or who actually did the job. And worst, we don't know if it's a good result. How can we? We did not gather the information, nor did we process it, nor did we work out anything by ourselves. We just ordered a result. It's like you sit in a restaurant and you order something and you have no idea what it's made of. Think about it. Will you eat that? Ladies and gentlemen, what we are about to see over the next years will be the stupidification of mankind through artificial intelligence. And our generation will be the last one to remember a life without AI, a life where the human brain had to actually think to get the job done. And worst, we might be the last generation that can provide creativity by ourselves, by the power of our imagination, by the power of our very own brains. There's already tons of art made by AI, and it's getting more and more. We have almost reached the point where it's hardly possible to tell whether something is AI generated or not. But it's not only images, it's music, it's text, video animation, etc. AI is stealing artists' work. There's even men who slightly use apps that provide them a virtual AI girlfriend, which is, of course, fully customizable for the user. I think that's just sad. The next generation will grow up in a world where AI will be such a normal thing and they will stop questioning it. And the generation after will live in a world that will be so automatized they will have no idea of history, economics, politics, etc. It will all replaced by AI and robots. As some AIs did already discover that humanity is a flag on this planet, it is only a question of time when the robots turn against us. Then we have the Terminator scenario, then we really do live in the Matrix. Also, viruses could be spread by hackers who could turn our smart cars into killer cars. The more robots there are, the more can go wrong if they turn against us. I do not consider myself as paranoid. I just know enough about computers, programming, and lunatic hackers. All I have mentioned is not only theoretically possible, there's also a high chance there will be many attempts of abusing a global smart system where everything can be controlled over the internet. And once the AI turns against us, well, good luck. As we live in a world where everything is connected, it's not only electric self-driving vehicles, it's also nuclear power plants, satellites in space, and weapons of mass destruction. I mean, seriously, maybe these electric cars that blew up decided to blow up when a driver was inside. Who knows? If I know one thing for sure, I would never buy a car that is fully controlled by a computer. And I will never have a humanoid robot in my home who helps me cut the bacon in the kitchen with the sharp kitchen knife that could kill me. Never, ever. I hope humanity is able to use AI responsibly. I hope AI will never replace art. I want to see art made by human beings. I want to listen to musics that human brains have created because this music has a soul, whereas AI generated music does not have a soul. And once this barrier is broken, reality will be distorted up to a point where there is no more such a thing as a reality. We will live in a world of lies, fakes, laziness, and stupidity. Now, before I finished, one last memory from my own life. I talked to a young girl about her future. and her future ideas of education as she was about to quit school. She said, I don't need to study. If I want to know something, I can look it up in the internet. And I replied, but if you don't study, how will you know what you need to look up? See what I mean? I'm not saying you need to study on a university to achieve knowledge. There is many great books and other courses out there, and you have the whole internet to learn from. It is all there. Never before knowledge has been so accessible to almost everyone, any place, in any time. But what I'm saying is, how do you know what you are interested in, what to dedicate your life to, if you don't know what your options are and what there is to explore? See, that's it for today. Remember to subscribe to the channel and see you next time.